Hey everybody, welcome to Break Time with Pastor V. It is good to see you. I took last week off as my wife and I kind of hung out and celebrated our 30th anniversary of marriage. God has been good, and trust me, it's only by His grace that she puts up with me for for so long and have so many antics. But anyway, I thank God for that. I thank God for you. Don't forget to say hello. Let us know where you are listening. And also, listen closely. Beginning this week, we have a new schedule for Break Time with Pastor V. We're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, okay? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. will be Break Time with Pastor V. So we'll get that, and hopefully I'll repeat it. Don't forget to like and say hello and let us know where you're listening from, and share this. If you saw the title, I think the title of today's sermon or break time was how did you get here? How did you get to this place? And it's sort of a continuation of yesterday's sermon. Then we've been asking the questions, and we've been talking about abundant life, right? And so in that framework of abundant life, we typically think it means that a life in which everything goes well. And it's a life that's filled with riches, usually something tangible that we think of: house, car, health, and that type of thing as well. Although health may not be as tangible. But that's typically what we think of, right? Well, we ask, in that framework, in the framework of abundant life, can Christians be depressed or deal with depression? And hopefully, if you missed yesterday's, you can go back and listen to it. But the answer is yes, as we reframe what abundant life is. And abundant life is the ability to be fully exposed. I mean, every area of our lives open, and yet fully loved and empowered by God. And so in thinking about this mental health thing, we're going to kind of talk about that the rest of the week when we talk about depression or mental health. I read this morning a quote by Colleen Swindoll Thompson, as she wrote, and she's Chuck Swindoll's daughter, one of them. And she wrote in a foreword to a book by Dr. Stephen Grevich, and it's his book on mental health in the church. And she says this, after dealing with this in her family, her mom, her daughter, she says, "Herein lies one of the most pervasive misunderstandings regarding mental illness, that God spares this kind of pain and suffering from those with deep and abiding faith. All too often, the assumption in the church is that those who continue to suffer from mental illness lack sufficient faith." Wow, that's a powerful statement. And in that statement, we tend to demonize mental illness. And it's not, a lot of times, I get it. We didn't have the resources, and God helped us, and we trusted Him. We've come to have more resources now, but everything is not a demon. Everything's not an evil spirit. Some things are a result of stress or life itself. And so with that, we found Elijah there, and I was so taken by this question that God asked Elijah. And my question to you is, how are you, and how are you doing? How did you get to where you are? God asked Elijah that question. He says, "Hey man, how did you get here?" In other words, let's evaluate. How did you get here? So with you, I want you to begin just like I am and asking, how did you get here? And maybe you have to take some steps. That's one of the reasons, in full transparency, that we're reducing break time to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There's some things I just need to take off my plate to assure my mental health. Just thought of this. And this is, the response of the world, and also in the church even more so. The young woman, Naomi, I can't think of her last name. I want to say Osaka, but that might not be it. But world-class tennis player, says, "I can't do interviews right now." And so she ends up pulling out of the tournament. And there was an outrage, one, because there's just a lot of financial gain in her success as a tennis player. Secondly, because she did make the commitment to do those interviews. But what priority do you give your mental health? Great question, right? And I believe that God is calling us, and He's equipped us as a church to be in relationships that support us, that move us towards mental health. as well as whether it's counseling or time with each other. The body of Christ is designed to do that. So my brother, my sister, today I want you to begin evaluating and asking yourself, hey, where am I? Where am I mentally? And what does God want to say to me, and provide healing and a pathway for more clarity and success mentally. So that's all I have for today as I think about that. And I thank God for you. And hey, I hope you're ready for this week. And I will see you Wednesday at 1 p.m. So invite friends to check us out, because we're going to do what I haven't seen done in the church. Talk about mental health. God bless you and thank you. Have a great day.